Okay, I told y'all I would show you my chow chow. This is what it looks like in the canner. And I have lost my pinchers that get it out, so you're probably gonna watch me get burnt. But I'm gonna try it. I'll use some towels. These may not be too bad. Okay. So let me grab my mitts. Let me turn off this water. Get too many things going at a time. Okay, so sorry everything's piled up. When you're canning, you have a lot of dishes to wash. So I washed them and stuck them on the dishwasher, stuck a towel under there, because I'll probably use them again here in a minute. So if you see a lot of dishes in the background, that's what it is. It is what it is. So here is me chow chow. Isn't that pretty? I've got 10 jars so far, so I'll probably make one more batch, and that should do us a year or maybe even 2 years. We don't need a lot of it, but I think it'd be good this winter with pinto beans, and cornbread, fried taters, mustard greens, or some kind of greens. Okay, I'll stop there. I'm getting hungry, and it's breakfast time. So there it is, y'all. Okay, guys, this is me canning tomatoes. I've already got started. I've got a big bowl here. These are my washed. First thing I do is wash them and pick out the bad tomatoes, put them aside. If I can use some of the tomato, of course, you know, I try to use what I can. I just be real careful not getting any rotten spots in there. So these are my washed tomatoes. I'm going to put them back there. This stove. Okay, and then I usually, everybody does this different. Some people drop them in here in the hot water, the boiling hot water, and then they'll put it immediately to an ice bath. But I like mine a little juicy, so I let mine sit in the water, the hot water, a little bit longer. And then what I usually do, this water is not like real hot yet. It's kind of cooled off because I did do this other pan of tomatoes. So you'll see the skin is letting loose. So I'll put them in this bowl to cool. And these that I put in here, I usually put about 6 or 7 in the boiling hot water at a time. Maybe a little bit more. Don't want them to cook to death. Then I'll put them over here to let them cool where I can handle them. And then while I'm doing that, I'll put some more of these washed tomatoes back in the hot water. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do 7. That leaves me about the same amount there for the next little hot dip. Okay, and here I'll just pile my tomatoes up on the side. I usually have another bowl, but I'm running out of bowls here. So I just pull back the skin like that, and then I got a bucket right down here in the floor. I just throw it in that bucket, cut it, and you'll see it's a little bit juicy, hot through and through. Cut out the hard parts. Make sure there's no hard parts still in there. Pull back the skin. Sometimes you have one that wants to hang on there. Try not to get any of the skin, the peeling, in your tomatoes. So I'll just cut out the part that didn't want to. See, the hard part just go down to the core. So don't leave any of the core. And just check your other half of the tomato. No skin. Oh, yep, there is no skin right there. Okay, and then go down to the core. Pull it out. I usually quarter mine. If they're little, I half them. So. And then you just keep continuing to do that. Cut any blemishes, which that's the bottom. I cut all that out. And alright, y'all, on my last tomato, and we're gonna start jarring them. This one's got a bad spot in it. Some of these have got sunburn. I had to cut off the leaves. You know how tomatoes do in the year when it rains. Hits the top of the leaves, or you have to top water, they get black. So I had to go back and cut off some of the, which that's just a bad place. But yeah, I had to cut off the leaves, and of course some of them got burnt. Alright, let me wash my hands and I'm gonna start packing them. I don't know if y'all have seen these electric digital pressure canners. I love this thing. I've got 2 of them, and I thought I would use both of them at the same time, but actually I just using just one. Sometimes I get 2 going, but after I put the stuff on, you know, it takes all the time I've got to just prepare the next thing of food. So, alrighty here. So, try to get these out without getting burnt. I do one at a time. So, what I'll do is get one jar. See if I can get this to the sink without getting burnt. I'll empty it. These have been sterilized. It sterilizes the jars. Then we, well, let's see, let's use this. It sterilizes the jars before you, so you put the water in there and it sterilizes them. so you don't have to go through that sterilizing your jars yourself. But you'll see it says fill jars. It's at the filling stage. They're sterilized. So I'm bringing y'all back over here to the stove. And sorry for the mess, y'all. When you're canning, it's hard to be not messy. And you have canned, y'all know that, which y'all may be a lot not messier than I am. But all my canned stuff's out there in the garage. I have a big funnel that goes over. You don't drop the tomato or drop your product everywhere. And then I have a little thing that helps you get it in there. But I'll find it one day. We can move everything in. Still working on that remodel. If you haven't seen our remodel videos, you might want to check them out. We have something going on all the time, it seems. I think some people fill theirs back full with water. I don't do that. You can, but I don't. So what I do is I get as full as I can. I leave about 3/4 inch head space. Tomatoes there. Oh, when I scrape them down. See, when you mash them down, you're going to have a little bit of juice. I try to mash them top down because I don't want them to rise to the top. They still will. Because my tomatoes is pretty acidic. Just a few little drops. And then I'm gonna grab my measuring spoon. What is she doing? Eyeball it. It's a half of a teaspoon of pickling salt. I usually use Morton's. Okay, here I'm putting vinegar on a paper towel so I can clean the top of my jar. Before I pop that lid on there, I want to make sure I got a good seal on the jar. So it's always best just to make sure you don't have any salt or lemon juice or tomato or anything on the top of that, the rim of that jar. So I've got it clean. Now I'm going to debubble. I'm pushing that knife down in there to make sure that all the bubbles are gone. I kind of overkilled it there. You don't have to really stick it in there that many times. Just kind of put it on the side and make sure the bubbles, are gone. I'm having to do a voiceover here because I've got a fan. It was really hot in the kitchen. When you're over the stove any period of time, it gets hot. So I'm just kind of doing a voiceover so y'all don't have to listen to that fan roaring in the background. Wiping it again after I debubbled it. Really, I didn't have to wipe it before I debubbled it. I just forgot to debubble it. And then I'm popping that lid on there. Put my lid on there. My lid on there, I should say. On there. Finger tight. Just kind of like that. It won't go anymore, you'll see. It's just finger tight, and then I transfer it over here to my canner. I'll drop it in there. Well, not drop, I set it in there. And what I'll do is just get my next jar. Pour a little bit of the water in there. Usually, well, one, I think the water's kind of died down. And bring it back over here. And repeat that process. we go. Well, it's right up. Too much water. I'm going to get some water out. 5 wide mouth quarts. Now, if these were regulars, I could probably fit one more in there. It'd probably hold 6. But since these are wide mouth, it won't hold quite that much. So I'm going to put the lid on and we're going to get this thing started. And since it's water bath, I don't ever close it down. I take my little thing off here and then I just mash. You'll see it says fill jars. I've got them filled. Turn it on. I'm going to do it 25 minutes. A lot of people do their tomatoes like 40, I think it's 45 for quarts and 40 for pints, but it just cooks them to death. I don't do my melons.